Hi, and welcome. My name is Chowo, and we're playing not for broadcast, the Timeloop DLC. We again at this moment. At this moment, I understand that real game starts. Let's see. We invited Alan James to the next show, and now we need to find something that might be interesting. But I still don't understand why Magnus' father died on the day they visited the circus. Why is it under tragic marriage date? Must be here, Chad's with dad? Like it's somehow connected? Okay, let's start. The fool.
I can't deny he ups the ratings when he's on, but for a man whose brand is being right, he's got a very poor success rate.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact
time... Not easy working for big science, is it?
Oh, no, it's me. I'm afraid I have trouble remembering impossibly convoluted things.
Like science, eh?
No.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Dr. Magnus, this is Alan James. If you could both take a seat, please. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you. Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Big science, mate.
Oh, God, not in this time.
Not who? Oh, God.
Look, I'm not happy about it either.
Jeremy Dawson. Nice to meet you. Yes, I got it first. Mr. James.
Nice to be back.
At least one of us.
Sorry, I'm late. Poison smoothie. Dr. Magnus.
Both of you this time, eh? I hope you come ready.
10 seconds.
You do know this
It's
isn't the
time
news,
for a
don't you?
special event.
Has anyone
We're
told
throwing
Mr.
the
James?
radio
Five,
away for a night of
4,
smiles with
3.
Jeremy Donaldson, Megan Wolfe, and a very special guest.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chittlebury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
Absolutely nothing suspicious about that.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
Without your consent.
We'll be in and out the schedule throughout the evening, with our very loud special guest to report live on whether the device has brought a smile to your faces.
Or locked it into a rictus grin.
It's popular commentator, conspiracist, and entertainer, Alan James.
So don't move that dial. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you The Night of Smiles.
We probably don't need to watch these, Alex. Let's get back to the studio here, Alex. We don't want to miss anything important.
Tires and exhaust.
More of a mechanic then.
My God, that sounds awful. Do you really have to listen to that every day, Alex? Let's just turn off the audience monitoring for now. We don't want to have that going off every time.
Dazed, and I've had conversations with him.
Me too.
10 seconds.
You have
10
PhD?
seconds.
No,
You have
a shitty dad.
Going in 5, 4. Going in 5.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. So let's meet the man behind the merriment, Dr. Charles Magnus.
And inexplicably sat next to him is controversial speaker and columnist, and I believe now a best-selling author, Alan James.
Sales have been great, Jeremy. I'm as surprised as you are.
Probably a mix-up with the count.
And yes, a sequel is on the way. In fact, I have the first proof copy right here. Okay. There seems to have been some sort of mix-up with the measurements. Yeah, that's hard to read, that. Yeah, that's
Well, let's turn to the man of the moment, shall we? Dr. Charles Magnus.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm lucky enough to work with an amazing team.
In a secret lab somewhere deep underground?
No, in Chintlebury, near the supermarket.
Where does your funding come from, so-called Dr. Magnus?
A valid question.
Well, prior to last year, we relied mainly on charitable donations, but since Advance came to power, we...
Or as I call them in my new book, the corruppeteers. Like corrupt puppeteers. See? Puppeteers.
Well, pretty much disregarding all of that, the Assets and Wealth Science Program gave us the means to get to tonight in a fraction of the time it would have taken otherwise.
And what did you have to do in return for all that lovely funding?
I beg your pardon?
I have been doing my own research, so-called Dr. Magnus, and this experiment is dangerous.
All science involves risk.
You're messing with the structure of reality. I've been doing my own research and...
We are at the forefront of a new technology. This is how breakthroughs happen. This is how science works.
Well, what if what you call science is all a big lie? What if there's something more? Something bigger than science?
You can't get bigger or smaller than science, Mr. James. Science isn't a thing. It has no mass. It is simply a set of tools to understand everything.
What is the real purpose of your happiness device?
To make people happier.
And what if we don't want to be happier? What if we want to spread our misery to others?
Well, how is that different than what I'm doing?
Mass tests.
Don't help him.
You're running mass tests of an experiment that could literally alter us all. We didn't sign up for this. It shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Jeremy.
It's way too reckless.
Thanks.
Well, look, there's less than a minute now to go. So while we go and get set up with Chester and yourself, Doctor, over at the Euphoria device, we can go live now to the new Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
The corrupt masters.
Yeah, we're off air, Alan. It's just noise.
Oh,
Okay, so that's about a minute back. If we could get you all over to the device now, please.
I hope you didn't mind me calling you so-called Dr. Magnus back there.
Well, I did rather. I do have 3 PhDs.
3?
Oh, hello.
That sounds like a lot. Is it a lot? What actually are they, anyway?
They mean I do my own research.
Like me, you mean?
Hello again. Chester Mims, 24. My favourite foods are mashed potato, glacé cherries, and cat treats.
Alan James. I think for me it's probably trifle,
10 seconds.
aubergines, and bone marrow.
We're friends now.
Right you are.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there, and of course, without the assets and wealth funding...
We wouldn't be about to break the space-time continuum.
Honestly, how would we know? It's been broken for me for years.
I think we can get a counter on the screen. There, and we're going in 10.
Oh, that's
9,
it.
8, 7,
Come on, Jeremy.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There was nothing.
Well, you didn't even ding the bell once. What a waste of time that was.
Yep. Scene. No, we now... He turned off this screen with its sounds, so now we can just see
That
and...
man could sell anything. I still have my inflatable fireplace to this day.
So now we can actually buy something. Maybe there was something, but I missed. Entrepreneur.
For a man that supposedly has a business empire to run, he was surprisingly available at short notice. He's very spontaneous, Alex, so hopefully he takes us in a helpful direction.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm.
Here, yes indeed. It's Crazy Neil here with the scientific deal of the year. Yeah!
Ah, Mr. Neil, so glad you could join us. If you could please sit with Dr. Magnus on the sofa, the host will be with you shortly.
I'll just leave this device here next to this other one, shall I?
Sure, whatever works for you. Sorry, Mr. Mims, but it's going to be a bit of a squash to get you on the sofa
Oh,
now.
that's fine. We don't need him until the experiment starts. But this device...
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
What's this one do?
God knows, it just showed up.
Fascinating.
What's fascinating?
My inability to express my true feelings, if my mother's to be believed.
What's fascinating is how we can offer such quality products at such low prices. Good to see you again, Mr. Donaldson.
Thank goodness we have two equally qualified guests, Mr. Neil.
Call me Crazy Neil.
Let's say no for now.
This is Dr. Charles Magnus.
Another equally skilled salesperson, if the reports on your funding levels are to be believed. Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
Charles Magnus, impervious to skepticism.
There's no need for skepticism, Jeremy, just the ability to spot a great deal.
Right, of course.
Sorry, I'm late. Flard exploded. Professor Magnus.
Dr. Magnus, apparently.
Either is fine.
And Mr. Neil.
Crazy Neil! When you live the crazy like I do, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Yeah!
Of course it is. Amazing.
10 seconds, everybody.
This should be fun.
Try not to buy anything.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team and special guests.
That's right. We're joined tonight by a world-renowned scientist and a salesman.
That should say Captain of Industry.
It does. I amended it on the fly.
The first, fresh from his laboratory in Chintlebury, is Dr. Charles Magnus, head of the Happiness Collective, who claims his Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country.
And our other guest is a man who wears the title of Crazy with Pride and once tried to sell me a self-freezing toaster. I'm still not sure why I would want one, but anyway, it's Crazy Neil.
Yes, indeed. I'm bringing the appliance of science at an unbelievable price.
So don't go away. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you The Night of Smiles.
And a minute back.
We normally like to introduce our guests before they speak, Mr. Neil.
There will be plenty of time to talk when we come back from the titles.
Yeah, speaking of that, when will I get a chance to introduce my device so our viewers can compare the two?
Sorry, his device? What's this now?
Salesperson. Sorry, Dr. Magnus, did Mr. Bozeman not explain to you that when he invited Mr. Neil...
Crazy Neil.
Sorry, yes. When Mr. Crazy Neil was invited to come on to the show, he brought his own device as an alternative.
You can't be serious. I mean, this is preposterous. I've spent years researching and planning for tonight. Countless hours given up, opportunities ignored, friends lost, lumps that probably should have been checked, and this senseless charlatan is attempting to
Don't think so.
plagiarize my entire life's work.
You will have plenty of time to make your case, Dr. Magnus.
Back in 10,
It's just... I can't believe it.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, one of the impressive machines behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But first, let's meet the men behind these multiple merriment machines, Dr. Charles Magnus and Crazy Neil.
Hello, hey, hola, buongiorno. Hi there, Crazy Neil with the best happiness device around. And it's an unreal steal of a deal.
Hello.
Thank you both for joining us. Mr. Neil, let's start with you.
Crazy. When you live the crazy like I do, Mr. Donaldson, it's a lifestyle, not a brand.
Of
Didn't
course.
he say everything?
Mr. Neil, you've come here today with, what did you call it again?
Crazy Neil's joyous jubilation contraption. You won't find better out there. No, sir.
What exactly does it do?
Well, you see, you press this button and your greatest dreams, your ultimate happiness, your true bliss, they all come true.
Wow, that's quite the device there. And you say you made it last night?
Yes, ma'am. I saw the show being advertised and I said I wasn't going to be outdone by no buffing in a lab coat. No offense, brain butts. So I got together with the current Mrs. Crazy Neil, ex-Mrs. Neil's 1 through 3, 5 and 6.
Wow, that's quite the team. And they all happily work together with you?
Well, other than number 4, we're all on speaking terms. Number 5 is the director of a national space program.
So, do tell us, how does it actually work?
Yes, I'd be very curious to know.
I can't give that away, I'm afraid. Otherwise, we'll have knockoff Crazy Neils springing up everywhere.
How very convenient.
agreed. So let's turn to you, Dr. Magnus. What's the name of your device?
Okay, so it's my turn, is it? About time. I'll have another lump after this, no wonder. They're brought on by unnecessary stress. So, the Happiness Collective is a team of highly qualified professional scientists and engineers from a multitude of institutions and disciplines, and we have curated the Euphoria device, a real scientific breakthrough that will revolutionize contentment in this nation and eventually the wider world.
Well, an equally ambitious claim there. How long did it take your exceptional team to get this all started?
Years, obviously. In the world of actual science, proper processes need to be followed to ensure safety. Standards need to be adhered to at each iteration and...
Absolutely, whereas you did yours last night.
And this is why business is always giving science a wedgie. We give the people what they need when they need it. And that's a Crazy Neil guarantee.
How does your device work, Doctor?
Well, obviously some of that information is proprietary.
See? Convenient.
I'll try and explain the basics as simply as possible.
As simple as getting a crazy deal?
Everything is vibration. Everything is vibrating. A particle is also a wave.
But you can wave goodbye to expensive flights with Crazy Neil's bathroom, surfer, ocean wave machine. When the beach comes to you, may cause electrocution.
A wave is, if you like, a note, and we all vibrate at different notes depending on our mood. Happier people vibrate at a higher frequency than sad people, for example.
I know my wife is always happier when she's vibrating, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I give up.
I understand, Dr. Magnus. Thank you. Megan?
Yes, well, there is only a minute or two to go now, so while we go and get set up with the devices, let's go and head on live to the new Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
Okay, we've got about a minute. Lovely stuff. If we could get you all over to the devices now, please.
So who won?
Sorry?
Well, you're going to start up my device, or Brainbox is here.
I think, Mr. Neil, while it's been very entertaining having you on the show, we're probably going to go with Dr. Magnus's device.
Some sanity at last. Chester.
Yes, Dr. Magnus.
It looks like Nickel and Copper might have brought a little friend. Let's get another dermatologist appointment for next week, shall we?
Okie dokie, I'll make a note of that straight away. Invite Zinc along to the party.
Please don't make light of my numbering system. Just book the...
What's he charging you for this bucket of bolts?
10
Whatever
seconds.
it is, I'll half the cost.
You fundamentally misunderstood this. 5 seconds to push the right button. 3, 2.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there.
Who are, of course, responsible in so many ways for what we're witnessing tonight.
So who's going to get their button pressed?
Well, I'm personally obviously sure that they'd both prove equal value to society.
I tell
but
you
I
what,
think we're probably...
I'll give you your first press for free.
No!
Oh, well, that ain't right, huh?
Please. Mr. Neil, much better to leave these things to the professionals.
Yeah, Magnus numbers his lumps by periodic table. The combination lock is set to the atomic number for copper. So let's see. $29.
I think we got everything we need from that sequence. Capital! I can see where you're coming from, but the machine says it's not right. We must be missing some information.
Atomic weight. Sorry, not number. 63? What the hell? The combination lock is set to the atomic number for copper. Atomic number, not atomic weight. Yeah, 29. Why doesn't work?
That's correct based on what we have, so maybe we're missing something?
Okay. Neo. For copper. Boring lumps, this is the second one. Yeah, 29.
Either the machine is wrong, or we don't have everything for the code yet.
Wait, why do I 28? It's 29. Okay. Oh, now. I think that the conventional is set to the atomic number for copper. Yeah, now I understand. He said it that he added one more, and now it's set to atomic number of copper. Yeah, that's what he means. Okay. This guy really helped us a lot. Jeff Algebra.
I hate him. I hate him. Just to be clear, Winston, I hate him.
You put it here, so that's your problem.
Algebra. I swore I'd never let him back on television. Curse this improbable scenario for making a liar of Bob Bozeman.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend.
Sounds like my life. Hello, Jeff Algebra.
Doctor.
You must be Charles. Bob Bozeman's told me all about you.
If you could just sit here, please, gentlemen. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you, Chester.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Do you mind if I call you Charles?
Actually, I prefer Excuse me, what are you doing?
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
Oh, Christ, he's seriously, they must be desperate.
Who must?
He must be desperate.
You have no idea.
Who's desperate?
My ovaries, if you believe my mother. Jeremy, this is Dr. Charles Magnus, and I believe you remember Jeff Algebra.
The drama teacher?
Sorry, I'm late. Nubbin removal.
With the annoying teenagers?
Actually, I'm a maths teacher.
With annoying
Wonderful.
teachers.
In that case, you're overqualified for this dumb show.
Maths teacher. And of course, soon to be biographer. Eh, Charlie?
5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chintlebury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective
Is that Chintle with an I or a Y?
have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We're delighted, it says here, to welcome the project lead, Dr. Charles Magnus, For some inexplicable reason, a maths teacher.
And biographer.
What are you talking about?
We'll have reporters the length and breadth of the country, and of course those all-important results.
So don't move that dial. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you
The
Night of Smiles.
45 seconds back. Sorry, Jeff, you know you're not meant to be saying that line.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Megan.
Yeah.
I got carried away. It's only my second time on TV, you know.
You can barely tell.
Both times with you, actually. You're like my lucky charm. Angela will get jealous.
She needn't.
And, of course, I'll be back when the show's done. Bob's promised me that this afternoon.
Bob. Sorry, you mean Robert Bozeman?
Yes. Yes, he's hired me to write a 4-part TV dramatisation of the life of this chap right here.
Me? Well, I haven't consented to
seconds.
this.
Apparently you have. Check your contract.
I do love a bit of fine
Going
print.
in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But before we begin the bliss, let's meet our guests, Dr. Charles Magnus and his official biographer, Jeff Algebra.
Official
Hello.
biographer?
It's a pleasure to be back, Megan.
A big day for you. You must be feeling overwhelmed, I imagine.
Christ, yes. Do you know, I had to jump in a taxi straight after the Year 10 Drama Club just to get here today. So all in all, I'd say it is pretty bloody thrilling.
I think she was talking to the doctor.
Oh, yes. Of course. Sorry.
Dr. Magnus, an exciting day.
Well, yes, it is, after all, the apex of my life's endeavour.
Oh, cracking stuff. Apex of my endeavour. Cracking.
Quite a daunting task you've undertaken.
Yeah, do you know what? I thought so too. But I was pacing around in that little holding area you have for guests through there.
The green room.
No, it's a sort of pinky purple.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was pacing around in there asking myself, what have I got in common with a great big brain box like Chaz here?
Please don't touch me.
But how does a numbskull like me connect with a chuffing genius like the Chaz?
I really don't like either of those names.
But then we were talking before the show.
Were we?
And he told me a story from his life, and I realised that this genius and I...
What story is this?
We're the same.
I don't like talking about myself.
You see, when I was 16, there was only one girl that I wanted to invite to the school dance. Angela Angular, the joiner's girl. Now, everyone in the village loved
Angela?
Angela because she had the sweetest heart and back then a working spine, see?
Angular
My
Angela?
best friend in them days was Gareth Major Minor, whose dad was an army trumpeter. Gareth and Angela had been dating for a few months and things were going very well for them. But I was lonely, see?
I'm not sure what this has to do with my life.
Ah, well, Gareth confided in me that he'd been having some trouble in the bedroom department. Performance anxiety, probably. We were all young, after all.
God, I have just been sick in my mouth,
Well,
actually.
I was an ambitious fellow, like the Chuckmeister here. So what I did was... I convinced Angela that the reason for Gareth's disappointing nocturnal activities... This is still brilliant. I convinced her that he was gay, see?
Wow.
I know, right? Pretty damn clever. Anyway, she bought it, and not only did she go to the dance with me, but she's been my wife this last 14 years, the first 6 of which were really excellent.
Wow. You do know you're on television, don't you, Jeff?
Yes, yes. Sorry, I am trying to keep it brief. My point is that exactly the same thing happened to Dr. Magnus here. We're like reflections of each other. So, to answer your original question, yeah?
Which was clearly meant for the doctor.
Yes. Yes, it is daunting to try and capture the complexities of this brilliant man in 4 short hours of TV drama, less when you allow for the adverts. But you see, I've got a hook to start from, a place of truth, because we're so similar, Chip and I.
This is outrageous.
Outrageous fortune.
Don't even know this, man. We are in no way like... I thought we were here to talk about the machine.
No one cares about the science. It's all about the human story.
Well, perhaps you could just try and talk about what we're choosing to call the science for just a moment.
Sorry, Jeremy. There is no time, I'm afraid. We're going to have to go live now to Advance's brand new headquarters for a special message of goodwill from the Prime Ministers. Let's go to that now.
Okay, that's a minute back. Can we get everyone to the machine?
Oh, yes. Hey, maybe we should push the button together, Charlie?
Actually, that's...
No one cares about you. It's all about Chuck and me. 2 peas in a pod, making history together.
Listen to me, you stupid twat. We are not 2 peas in a pod. We are nothing alike. You did something truly awful and stole your best friend's girlfriend, whereas I had to watch my childhood sweetheart marry my best friend on the 5th anniversary of my father's death. So, in your story, I'd be Gareth. Do you see? Gareth, who you fucked over for your narcissistic enjoyment. You're a pathetic excuse for a human being.
Ah. Right you are. I think I might have got the wrong end of the stick there.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
So I'm not pushing the button?
No!
Definitely not.
We're live.
Yes, fantastic. That was the Prime Minister's there. And of course, without the assets and wealth funding.
Yeah,
you
well,
received-
I'd still be teaching
Yes.
not me again, right.
Right.
Yeah.
You're Chester.
Chester Mims, 24. My party tricks include close-up card magic, playing the banjo, and no gag reflex.
Oh, good list.
And you'll be pressing this big button for us and starting the experiment, is that correct?
Yes. One man shall push a button and the rest of mankind shall smile. That's Mims with 2 M's.
Well, I think we can get a counter on the screen now.
And 1 M at the beginning, obviously.
We're going in 10,
So 3 then.
9, 8,
7,
6,
5,
come on,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Nailed that one, Alex. We're done here.
So, it was on the 5th anniversary of Magnus' death. Magnus' father died on the day they visited the circus. Okay, we still don't know that. So, we're going to the next one. Got everything.
The soul of a warrior in the body of a weeping willow. I have all her works on VHS.
Okay, let's start it. The National Treasure. Let's go.
I love her work. She's so classy and beautiful, like a soprano sax in the high range.
So sorry about the dryness. The last few days it seemed to start becoming a little bit flaky. Probably the weather.
Kath, can I please get a top up, please, when you're ready?
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
My goodness, such a litany of sorrows. Helen Canterbury Boatshoe.
Dr. Charles Magnus, this is my assistant, Chester.
Am I getting this touch up or am I making changes?
Cat?
Chester Mims, 24. My pet peeves are poor dental hygiene, golfer's trousers, and totalitarianism.
Thank you, Chester. You can run along now.
I've seen all your films.
How lovely.
There's something wrong with her face. It keeps
Lovely.
coming away.
Lovely.
Why are you using that on me then?
I think you're just lovely.
How kind.
Where's Jeremy?
I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Bo's been holding me up.
Yes, I sent him a very long but ultimately pointless memo. Spent all morning writing it.
Is there a random celebrity here?
Last minute change. 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985 and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chittlebury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his romantically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We're joined in the studio tonight by Dr. Charles Magnus himself, actress, model and activist Helena Canterbury Boatshoe, and Sorry, what's your name?
Chester Mims, 24. My favourite body parts are my eyes, my spleen, and of course my above-average sized penis.
Fascinating guests. Stay with us on Channel 1 all night for The Night of Smiles.
45 seconds back.
Jeremy Dawson, pleased to meet you.
Helena Canterbury Boatshoe, I'm a huge fan of your work. Huge.
Thank you. Wish I could say the same. I don't get much time at the cinema, though.
Oh, that's a shame. Your world must be awfully bleak. You poor little man.
Jenny?
Yes, Jeremy.
Do you interview him too? He looks somewhat broken.
Oh, he's fine. I was chatting to him before. Just leave it to me.
Yes, leave it to Megan. You poor little man. 10 seconds, everyone.
Suit, a little man. So you heard that then, did you?
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back.
Little
In
man.
just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. But first, let's meet our gleeful guests, Helena Canterbury Boatshoe, Dr. Charles Magnus, and Chester Mims. If I might start with you, Doctor, what should we be expecting to feel like when the machine is switched on?
Happier, we hope.
Yeah, but will it be just mild happiness?
Such as one might experience in finding a misplaced onion.
Thank you, Jeremy. Or will it be all-encompassing bliss?
Oh, such as when one is in love.
Well, yes, exactly.
I wouldn't know about love.
Dr. Magnus has never had a romantic relationship.
Oh, married to the science, I'd imagine how romantic.
Oh, no. He's had loads of dates. He finds them in the personal ads.
Yes, thank you, Chester.
Oh, well, it's good that you're trying.
Not empirically, it isn't. No. I think over the last, 31 years, he has had 122 blind dates. Of these, 3 have left in tears, 15 have had sudden family emergencies, 4 sat
Unlikely, Alex.
repeating the word no over and over again until they left. I mean, I could go on.
I'd rather you didn't.
Exactly half of them never even bothered to turn up.
What?
That's just dreadful, isn't it? And then, of course, there's her.
Chester! We don't deal in impossibilities at the Happiness Collective. We focus on what we can do.
Her? Who is her?
Yes, Dr. Magnus. Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Well, this is why I've forsworn anything other than the most casual of relationships with men. In favour of cats, Doctor.
Oh, yes. I bought a cat 12 years ago.
We also know today's date, so I'll just add that here too.
Ran him over on my 45th birthday.
Indeed.
He just loved sunbathing on the drive.
Why?
No grief. Like that of mourning a beloved pet. Was Chutney the inspiration behind your euphoria device?
Nope.
What a cat person either, Mr. Donaldson. Oh, you are such a tragic figure. You tug at one's heartstrings. It's all so sad.
No, really, it's
Disagree.
not.
Well, it's not long now until we flip on the machine and find out whether we all feel like we're in love, even if it is just with a cat.
I'm hoping for the warm happiness one feels looking out over the family estate. Looking
Wait,
at
I
our
forget
husbands'
133.
wearing nothing but a kabuki mask.
So weirdly specific.
So they let you keep the family's estate then, did they?
Sort of. It's mainly used as a film set these days.
Fascinating. I am going to have to stop you there, though, because we are going live to New Advance HQ for a very special message of good luck. Let's go to that now.
About a minute, everybody. Let's get you over to the device now, please.
Did you get a memo from Bozeman?
No? What memo?
I think he's losing his mind. 15 pages about nothing. Literally nothing.
What did you do? You must have done something to piss him off.
Impossible to say. Often being
nothing.
myself, I don't know.
Harsh but fair.
So what do you reckon? Do you think it's going to work?
Depends what you mean by work.
Of course it's not going to work. Well, it's not thousands of people ringing and claiming that it has. It's going to be mass hysteria.
Mass euphoria.
As long as it's not masturbation.
Did Jenny just make a masturbation joke?
The world is very wrong.
We're only getting started.
10 seconds, everybody. 5, 4, 3.
Fantastic. The Prime Minister's there. And, of course, without the assets and wealth funding you received...
This machine will still be the deranged scribblings of a snake oil salesman.
Well, will your machine cure cynicism too, Dr. Magnus?
Not if being a cynic makes him happy, I'm afraid.
You know, it really does.
Bless your poor damaged heart. Perhaps you should press the button with me. I have a feeling it'll be the first thing you've done in a long time to make yourself happier.
You know, I could push the button with you. I mean, it would be an honour.
Sorry, sweetie. The general public aren't allowed to make physical contact for legal reasons.
Oh, of course.
Such soft hands, Mr. Donaldson.
Yes, I could say the same about yourself.
I don't know if you noticed during that, Winston, but at one point they mentioned a mysterious woman for whom Magnus clearly holds a candle. I confess I'm intrigued. What sort of lady could cause such an emotionless man to become so flustered? It's hard to imagine.
You're 33, is it? 113. What the hell? I forget to exactly haven't turned up. Yeah, I didn't get 35th birthday 12 years ago. It's the 13th March 1985. It's a day that this one here. Wait, what? Oh, it's a year, okay. On his 45th birthday. And how old is he? Wait, I think, yeah, I missed something. Again? Let's go real quick to the point.
More time in the company of Miss Canterbury Boat Shoe. I could do this forever.
A little bit flaky. Probably the weather.
Kath, can I please get a top up, please, when you're ready?
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
My goodness, such a litany of sorrows. Helena Canterbury Boat Shoe.
Dr. Charles Magnus, this is my assistant, Chester.
Am I getting this touch up or am I making changes?
Cat?
Chester Mims, 24. My pet peeves are poor dental hygiene, golfer's trousers, and totalitarianism.
Thank you, Chester. You can run along now.
I've seen all your films.
Oh, how lovely.
There's something wrong with her face. It keeps
Lovely.
coming away.
Lovely.
Why are you using that on me then?
I think you're just lovely.
How kind.
Where's Jeremy?
I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Bo's been holding me up.
Yes, thank you, Chester.
Yes, good plan.
10 seconds, everybody. Where were you?
Why is there a random celebrity here?
Last minute change. 5.
Random
4,
celebrity.
3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Johnson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985 and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chittlebury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his romantically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We're joined in the studio tonight by Dr. Charles Magnus himself, actress, model and activist Helena Canterbury Boat Shoe, and... Sorry, what's your name?
Chester Mims, 24. My favourite body parts are my eyes, my spleen, and of course my above-average-sized penis.
Fascinating guests. stay with us on Channel 1 all night for The Night of Smiles.
45 seconds back.
Jeremy Donaldson, pleased to meet you.
Helena Canterbury-Bochu, I'm a huge fan of your work. Huge.
Thank you. Wish I could say the same. I don't get much time at the cinema, though.
Oh, that's a shame. Your world must be awfully bleak. You poor little man.
Jenny?
Yes, Jeremy.
Do you interview him too? He looks somewhat broken.
Oh, he's fine. I was chatting to him before. Just leave it to me.
Yes, leave it to Megan. You
Oh, little man. Little man. You're such a little
10
man.
seconds,
In a
everyone.
big suit, a little man. So you heard that then, did you?
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. But first, let's meet our gleeful guests, Helena Canterbury-Bochu, Dr. Charles Magnus and Chester Mims. If I might start with you, Doctor, what should we be expecting to feel like when the machine is switched on?
Happier, we hope.
Yeah, but will it be just mild happiness?
Such as one might experience in finding a misplaced onion.
Thank you, Jeremy. Or will it be all-encompassing bliss?
Oh, such as when one is in love.
Well, yes, exactly.
I wouldn't know about love.
Dr. Magnus has never had a romantic relationship.
Oh, married to the science, I'd imagine how romantic.
Oh, no. He's had loads of dates. He finds them in the personal ads.
Yes, thank you, Chester.
Oh, well, it's good that you're trying.
Not empirically, it isn't. No. I think over the
Don't
last
think so.
31 years,
Not likely,
he's
Alex.
had 122
Absolutely.
dates. Of these, 3 have left in tears, 15 have had sudden family emergencies, 4 sat opposite him repeating the word no over and over again until they left. I mean,
Why?
I could go on.
I'd rather you didn't.
Exactly half of them never even bothered to turn
Already
up.
got it.
I mean, that's just dreadful, isn't it? And then, of course, there's her.
Chester!
Nope.
We don't deal in impossibilities at the Happiness Collective.
Disagree.
Focus on what we can do.
Yes, Dr. Magnus. Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Well, this is why I've forsworn anything other than the most casual of relationships with men. My favourite cats, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Nonsense.
I bought a cat 12 years ago. Chutney.
Then you
Done that one
understand.
before.
Ran him over on my 45th birthday. He just loved sunbathing on the drive.
It's on the pad already.
No grief like that of mourning a beloved pet. Was Chutney the inspiration behind your euphoria device?
Or perhaps some other compliment.
What a cat person either, Mr. Donaldson. Oh, you are such a tragic figure. You tug.
Okay, I think that's all for her.
Yes, indeed. We have everything we needed here.
Magnus has had 122. That means 61. What the hell?
I can see where you're coming from, but the machine says it's not right. We must be missing some information.
Oh, 122. That's 61. Maybe... What the hell? $61. It must be 61.
That's correct based on what we have, so maybe we're missing something?
Exactly half haven't turned up. And successful blind dates 122. Yeah, but he said not unsuccessful blind dates, but he said number of times that nobody showed up. So that means 61. Not just unsuccessful.
Either the machine is wrong, or we don't have everything for the code yet.
Okay, let's continue then. Wait. Is it? Yeah. Oh, there's only one guy left.
The scariest thing to come out of a kitchen since Mother Bozeman's infamous chili sorbet.
Okay, at least we have something. The maestro.
They're harsh, but undeniably talented, Winston. Mark my words, Rankley will be on our screens for years to come.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. I honestly don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host and the other guests will be with you shortly.
Thank you. Not you.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
What other guest is this?
Oh, it's just a celebrity chef we have here on Channel 1. Bozeman thought it would add a bit of spice. Leave that alone, please, Colin.
Oh, yeah. I thought so.
What?
I don't like coriander. It tastes like soap.
What doesn't Colin like?
Soap, apparently.
Tell me something I don't know.
Jeremy, Dr. Charles Magnus.
So we've got a doctor and a chef.
Something I don't
Well,
know.
you know, as a priest, we've got the beginnings of a terrible joke. Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
All the best minds are.
Don't mind him. He's just jealous that his career doesn't come with a title.
Chef is hardly a title.
Sorry, I'm late. Problematic paella. This must be Professor Magnus.
Dr. Magnus, apparently.
Oh, either is fine.
10 seconds, everybody.
Always a good sign.
I beg your pardon.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chintlebury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
He claims his Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. And taking him to task tonight will be Channel 1's very own Jordan Rankley.
That's right, Megan. Dr. Magnus may be one of the most distinguished members of his field, such as it is, but we'll still how he handles the searing critique of the best chef in the business.
Winner of 3 golden mustard ladles and 4 filleted flank awards, Jordan is widely considered the sharpest tongue in television. Chef Rankley has inspired tears from actors, politicians and even florists, though maybe it's just their liberal use of onions.
So with all that coming up, don't touch that dial. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you
The Night of Smiles.
45 seconds back.
Who wrote that onion joke?
Bozeman.
And it was a classic.
When we come back, Doctor, we're going to be asking you a few questions.
Could you tell me a bit more about this catering person?
Don't worry, they're here to utter profanities, not provide actual opinions.
Behave. Don't mind him. He needs your machine more than any of us. Dr. Charles Magnus, Jordan Rankley. Jordan, Dr. Magnus.
Nice to meet you. Quick question, Doctor. Are your parents married?
What?
Quickly, we're going live in a second.
Well, actually, my mother left when I...
Don't think so.
10
Thank you.
seconds.
Why did you want to know that?
The grating cuts deeper when there's a grain of truth.
Lovely. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. So let's meet the man behind the merriment, Dr. Charles Magnus.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. And of course, next to you is the one and only Jordan Rankley.
Hello. I've seen better openers on a tin of fucking beef hash.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a sorry fucking excuse for a doctor.
Dr. Magnus, do you tell us how your Euphoria device works?
Oh, well, that's simple. I just get my assistant Chester to press the big red button.
You let the sous chef serve the main course. I'd rather French kiss a fisherman's armpits.
Right, yes. Well, more specifically, Dr. Magnus, how exactly is it supposed to make people happier?
Well, some of that information is proprietary, but I could try and outline the basics.
We're running out of time now, Doc, so let's not try to overcook the explanation.
Well, to put it simply, everything is vibration. Everything is vibrating. A particle is also a wave, and a wave is, if you like, a note. And we all vibrate at different notes depending on our mood.
Seriously? You're going for a musical fucking analogy? Fuck off! Do I look like a fucking trombone to you? I'm a chef. Let's keep the metaphors fucking food-based. You blancmange.
Yes, of course. In cooking, we experience flavour through the taste, but also through smell. The olfactory and gustatory components have to work together. They are tasted in harmony. Are you following me?
Well, yes, I think so. Hopefully some of our more culinary-minded viewers are.
What the fuck are you on about, mate? You're making about as much sense as a drunk toddler in a washing machine. You know what? Check the time right now, and I can guarantee your mother has never been more disappointed with you than she is right this second.
Actually, I know for a fact that that isn't true. She made a point of leaving Father and I at the exact time I was born.
Yes.
On my birthday.
Heard you the first time.
So that she could write off the whole decade of disappointment as
Not likely, Alex.
my fault. It was very upsetting. Still, I have to admire her need for accurate timekeeping.
Why?
Well, you've managed to make it pathetic sad rather than pathetic funny. You're unbelievable.
Sorry.
Look,
That's
getting back onto track, the machine, it plays a note. It releases a smell that represents happiness, and all the people and all the animals resonate with that smell and feel happier, noticeably, measurably. At least that's the hope. Right now, I'd give anything to feel a bit happier.
So, what you're saying is that for unprecedented public funding running into the tens of millions, you've built a crockpot that farts out a spag bowl of emotions.
Well,
do you know what? We're out of time, actually, Doctor. There's less than a minute to go now, so we will get set up with Chester and our guests over at the Euphoria device. But in the meantime, we will go live to New Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
Okay, so that's about a minute. If we could get you all over to the device now, please.
No hard feelings, eh, Doc? It's just for the cameras. It's nothing personal.
yes, right.
Nothing.
Television is more complicated than quantum mechanics, so it would seem.
You'll get used to it with time.
Hopefully not.
Come on, everyone, let's get to our places.
Yes, you wouldn't want to be in the wrong place with the big button push. Whatever would we do? Might throw off all the science.
Hush, it might work. Lovely, looking great. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there, and of course, without the assets and wealth funding you received.
We'd still be making prototypes out of bread sticks. Bread.
You must be Chester.
Come on, let's get on with it. We're pressing the button or we're tongue-fucking each other. Shit! Enough with the foreplay!
Well, I suppose we may as well see if this ridiculous contraption actually works. Shall we?
Yes, I suppose.
Fucking do it!
I just need a few seconds to set up and we'll be good to go.
You know what? Come here. Come here. Yeah. Come here. Come here. We're going. Oh, fuck off! Just fuck right off! Oh, fucking presents!
What's wrong with her?
Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, throw everything together and hope for the best.
Call them all? So, what we know? Mom left at Magnus' exact time of birth. We don't know. Not a time. Not a year. Nothing. Well, we know worrying amount of worrying lamps. And it's already too long. We still lacks too many information. So we will continue next time. I think that calling them all will be something really bad. But I think this will give us a lot of info. I think all of the info. Because, yeah, nobody gives us anything useful. Only this one. Numbers Islams by the periodic table. The combination locks is set to the atomic number for copper. Okay. So, we will, I don't know. Let's choose all of them.
Yes, hurrah!
Invite all the available guests into the night of smiles. And we will end it here. I want just to save. So we don't need to leak chaos. Maybe the Alan James also has something and I just miss it, but he's the only one who had this scene mark, so that means that he's actually there for fun. There's no useful information about him from him. So, I will continue next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash like if you did. Leave your comments and subscribe. See you in next videos. Bye.